The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us here on this wonderful weekend. And I'll remind you once again, as I do each and every show, that is to tune in to Stewart.com/radio. That's right, Stewart.com/radio, where you can not only see and hear the shows, but go to the show archives as well. Let's say you want to hear a show a couple weeks ago, last year. Any of our 548 shows are at Stewart.com/radio. And let's get down to business as we have tremendous guests all the way around. Here on the show today, we're going to start with Corey Herring and Monica Dedman. They are with Keller Williams Northeast, and that's northeast of Houston. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Hey, Bill. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Bill.
Well, it's good to see you again, Corey. And let's tell people, first of all, Keller Williams Northeast. Monica, let's tell them about the company.
So we've been in our community for over 30 years. We've got about 230 agents and a huge market share in the area. So our agents really know Kingwood, Humble, Atascocita. We're known for our training and culture and just the best agents in town.
And when we say Keller Williams Northeast, and that's northeast of Houston, give people an idea, if you would, Monica, in terms of geographically about how far from Houston and what it's like there geographically. And
yeah. So technically, we've been annexed by Houston. So even though we're Northeast Houston, we are Houston. And so we're just off Westlake Houston past 1960. So servicing the Kingwood, Humble, Lake Houston area.
And let's tell people your role at Keller Williams Northeast.
So I'm the team leader for the office. So that means that I get to meet all of our agents, coach, help, train, and be a cheerleader. And so I love that.
And when we say team leader, we're not talking about just 5 or 6 people. Let's give people an idea about the size of the team that you're leading.
No, that's for the office, and so that's for all about 230 agents plus our staff.
That's a lot of cheerleading, Monica.
It is, but it's the best part of the job. I love it.
And Corey Herring, let's tell people your role at the company.
Yeah, I have the pleasure of being the assistant team leader at Keller Williams Northeast. And so what I get to do is support new agents as they're starting their career. And maybe even if they're not sure how to get into real estate, I get to help them do so.
And as far as new agents, give us an idea as far as here we are, brand new year. How many new agents would you get, say, per year, about roughly?
Oh, that's a great question. I think that number comes out to about,
it's usually 60 to 100 new agents a year start at our brokerage.
Yeah, yeah, and that's fresh right out of their licensing program and getting started in their career.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, and one of the things when you talk to you also talk to people about they might be with one brokerage right now and they may be curious and say, oh, well, I'm wondering what's it like at Keller Williams Northeast. Yeah. That would be part of your role?
Absolutely. A new agent is someone considered, even if they haven't done up to $3 to $5 million in production, that's still a newer agent. They're still learning the contracts and the ins and outs. And so that's a really great opportunity for me to help them understand where maybe they're missing in their business and what they can do to propel their career in this next year.
And let's say I'm an agent, and I'm thinking, man, I want to talk to Corey about Keller Williams Northeast. What are some of the things that maybe 2 bullet points that you tell me that's distinctive about Keller Williams Northeast that I might not find somewhere else?
Sure. So the greatest part about Keller Williams, in my opinion, and that's on a global international level, is the training and support. There are models and systems already created by top producers throughout the country and throughout the greater Houston area, and they're play-by-play sharing with you how to do what they did in their business, and you can apply it to your own. So it's almost a cheat sheet as long as you're willing to put in the time and the effort. My next best thing is sometimes in independent brokerages that aren't as large as Keller Williams, you feel a little alone, a little isolated in your business on a day-to-day schedule. And that never happens at our office because there's always someone at the door ready to greet you, support you, and be your cheerleader. For sure.
I believe that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
In fact, I want to walk in your door one of these days coming soon.
Oh, we'd love to have you.
In the meantime, so Monica, let's tell what's going on. What are some of the latest things that are going on with Keller Williams Northeast? Because we know just worldwide with Keller Williams, so many things, they're so active and always expanding, visionaries. What's going on in the Northeast there at Keller Williams?
So our office, we're always focusing on great training. We just had a class about the contract changes that happened. We always want to support our agents and make sure that they know what's going on. We have an investor insights panel that's going to be open to agents in the entire area, and that's on January 21st, talking about investing and how to break into that market, because only about 30% of realtors actually invest as well, and that's such a scary statistic considering how well they know the market, right? We should all be taking advantage of being a real estate investor. We have a contracts class to teach new agents how to write a contract from start to finish on January 30th. And then we have Family Reunion, which is kind of nationwide, but that's going to be in Vegas. And Jamie Kern-Lima, the founder of IT Cosmetics, is talking. So it's a no-miss event. And, you don't have to be a KW agent to come.
In fact, you're reading my mind. I was going to ask you about, are you going to have family reunion this year? Because I actually went to one about 10 years ago as a guest with somebody, and it was just inspiring, educational, and it was cool to see, other than the event, as you were there watching the speakers and so forth, outside of the event itself, meeting the agents all over the United States and maybe the world even.
Absolutely. Family Reunion is really known for the worldwide. And so we get agents from Turkey, from Belize, from all over. It's an amazing networking, learning, and just overall personal growth opportunity.
And again, we're saying Keller Williams Northeast. That's Northeast Houston. In case you're listening on the internet, we're not talking about New Jersey, at least not on this show. So, Corey, what are some of the other things that you're doing, some of the initiatives that you're doing here for 2025? Because I know you're an organized, a planner, to say the least.
Yes. So right now we have all of our events planned from now until 2026, the big major events. So that way our agents already can kind of have their calendars put out, and we have different opportunities for even non-KW agents, like Monica mentioned, the investor insights, contract training. We want to make sure that the entire community of real estate is involved at our office, not just our agents. We want to support the real estate community. So one of the biggest things that we have on the board is also with our licensing program through K-Score, which is Gary Keller created it probably about 2-3 years now, and it's an equal opportunity for anyone to get into the real estate industry, because sometimes people can't put in the upfront investment into the in-person classes at other opportunities. But we have a scholarship opportunity for them to get into the pre-licensing program at no cost to them. It takes my students an average of 4 to 6 months to complete the program, and then they're then supported by our KW office into their new career.
And give us an idea, as far as for you to even be in the real estate profession, what was it that inspired you to say at whatever point in life you said, hey, I want to be in real estate?
Yeah, I love that I get to help people on a daily basis, but that's a pretty shallow analysis, right? I mean, of course, we all want to help people. I personally come from a background where I didn't have a steady home. I didn't have a family who purchased a home. They were stuck in the rental loop. And we see that so often in today's market. And these renters, they just don't even understand what their home buying opportunities are unless you as the real estate agent be that voice for them. And so by getting into the real estate industry and by speaking on these social media platforms, I'm then educating renters to avoid what my family wound up in, and just in a constant loop of renting, they actually now can build wealth through home ownership.
And Monica, how about you?
So my husband and I ran a successful marketing company together and had 4 children at home. And I jokingly say that we were either going to be married or continue working together. It wasn't that serious, but so I was kind of looking for what I wanted to do, and he took a full-time job for insurance. And so I decided to be a realtor. It's something that I had been thinking of. And my husband came to me one day and he said, I think you should be a realtor. And I was like, I've been thinking the same. And so I started my classes and haven't looked back since. And what I can say is that real estate changed my life. It changed my family's life. And so my passion is helping agents change their life. Because real estate is hard. but being broke is hard too, right? Running a successful business is hard. You just choose your hard, and I'd like to make that easier for people.
I think that's a good word. And Corey, you were on the show. You had a fantastic quote. I think we need to revisit the quote that you said, and you know what I'm talking about.
Sure,
Let's say it
absolutely.
again for everybody.
It's never the wrong time to buy the right home. It's never the wrong time to buy the right home. Get into the market, get with a real estate agent, get educated, and begin your home ownership opportunities today.
And that's so profound, Monica, because as we think about all the peripheral things about home ownership, insurance, mortgage rates, all these things, we can get distracted. We need to be centered, I think, on finding the right home, knowing what the right home is for us and our family, and go forth. But to really, there's a lot of distractions, I think, get in the way of the right purchase.
Oh, for sure, right? We get focused on interest rates and so many different things, insurance quotes now. And I always hear people say, well, I don't want to pay a mortgage. Well, my answer to that is you're paying somebody's mortgage. It just happens to be your landlord's, because guess what? They're using your money to pay that mortgage, and they're getting equity in that home that you've paid for. And so, it's absolutely time to jump in now. Honestly, I think while inventory's on a slight uptick and before interest rates start to drop and buyers come back on the market. Right now, a buyer has the ability to go in and be a little picky and to negotiate, but I don't think we'll stay that way for long.
I think you're exactly right. We're talking with Monica Dedman and Corey Herring. They are with Keller Williams Northeast right here of Houston. Before we close the segment, Monica, what else do you want people to know?
I want people to know that Keller Williams Northeast can be your home as an agent, and we can help you find the right home for your family.
And how can people reach you, Monica Dedman?
Yeah, so you can reach me at 713-819-0943, or you can find me on my socials at Monica Sold It. And again, my phone number is 713-819-0943.
And Corey, how can we reach you?
You can reach me at my direct cell phone, 936-402-2921, and online at Home Buying Houston, 936-402-2921.
Thank you, ladies, for being with us.
Thanks, Bill. It's been awesome.
Thank you, Bill. You're the best.
As we continue, let's talk to Karina Wade Gledhill. She is with Seabrook Real Estate. Karina, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here, Bill. This is my first time, and, it's nice to have these opportunities, so thank you.
It really is. And we think about Houston as it's growing, and people are coming here all the time from all over. There's a lot of people here, and I think a lot of people are listening to what we say here. But let's tell people, Seabrook Real Estate, about your company and where it is here in the Houston area.
So let's talk to those that have never or are visiting this area. Houston is so big, right? And sometimes we can get lost because someone will say, the north side, the south side. We are in Seabrook, which is close to Kemah, which is close to Galveston, and we are a small company. My husband and I, we have a few employees, and we're excited. And it actually started off as in a pub, of course, like any other good story. As a New Year's resolution. We were having a beer and we wanted to do something the following year. So we decided, we put pen to paper on a napkin, and we said we were going to start a business. We started a property management company, which then evolved into me getting my real estate license, and it just goes hand in hand in the area.
So when you were thinking about starting a business, are you saying you weren't sure it was going to be real estate? You were just brainstorming and saying, hey,
Correct. It was
Wow.
broad, like anything, right? Like any goal, you write it down and then it branches out into where you want it to be. And that's what we've been doing. We're sailors, of course. We live by the water. That's what Seabrook has to offer with a lot of other great things, right? But we started off as the napkin had on there, start a business. And since we already managed property in the complex that we lived, but we were not happy with where the property was heading, then we decided to start a property management company, which then in return just kind of evolved into, hey, Karina, there's an opportunity with real estate as well, because who knows the property better than you do other than when you're managing and able to answer those questions for people.
And you have been in the real estate world, Karina. Let's tell people how many years.
13 years now. I started with, again, a smaller company. When I first got my license, I decided that when you first start off, you have a choice of, for me and for what my family needed, it was something smaller. So Delta V gave me the opportunity to grow, which then I later now am with Seabrook Real Estate as a real estate agent.
And it's great that the name Seabrook is in the title of
Isn't
your
it great?
company. And it's even better because
I'm biased about Seabrook, you know?
Exactly. Because in talking to you before we started recording, you know a lot, to say the least, about. You're an expert on Seabrook.
I remember when Nasseros 1 was being expanded into a parkway. I remember when we used to have these big trees going down Nassau Road 1, but it felt smaller. But it's still a small community. Yes, we have the expansion of 146, which gives you quick access. You can come into Seabrook, visit. You can live in Seabrook, get out, go into the city to the museum, or head south and go to Galveston.
Okay, so you said museum and some things, and I've not been to Seabrook lately, but let's describe, because I know you can, paint a picture for someone that's not been to Seabrook. What are they going to see? What are the kind of places
super.
there?
So we have so much to offer. Seabrook's about 10 minutes away from NASA, so you can go and explore the universe, so to speak. Then if you feel like fishing or local markets, then you go down to Toddville to Pine Gully Park. Yes, it does not have the pier, but they're working on that. You can go walk and go on the trails. The city of Seabrook right now has proposed to now connect all parks through a public sidewalk. So now you can go from your house all the way to Armand Bayou. You can go watch the bayou. You can go kayaking. You can go buy fresh fish. You could go sailing. Or you could just find a nice little bench that the Rotary Club provides and sit down and enjoy yourself. So there's a lot of stuff. There's music, there's bars, there's entertainment, and more importantly, there's community, right? We all have it's a very big sense of community because it has little small pockets where people, depending on what you're looking for, can just gravitate to and hold on to roots, right? Because I do believe that once you meet someone, you pretty much you learn, and they introduce you into other people and other aspects of Seabrook.
Well, so if someone's listening and they say, gee, I never thought about living in Seabrook until now, and they want to buy some real estate, right?
Okay.
So let's say whatever an average home is, let's say it's about a 2,500 square foot home that's in a, quote, nice neighborhood, whatever that is. What are the price points of the different things that we could find if we want to buy real estate there?
So you have it, if you're looking just for 2,500 square feet, then you have a variety of price points depending on what you're looking for. Really, Seabrook has condos where I started when I was doing sales 13 years ago that started off cheaper, or they have nice homes or in the $1 million, or I just saw one go up for like $9 million in Seabrook. So there's a lot of flexibility in regards to affordability. The price really is not, I would say, a factor. When you are buying in Seabrook, the big question that you need to ask yourself, especially from coming from a different state or a different area that doesn't deal with hurricanes and flooding, is that what is going to be my flood insurance prior to, or is it in the flood zone, right? These are all questions that are going to, maybe you think, oh, okay, I'm going to need flood insurance and this, and you get it, but it doesn't hit you until a year from now when the flood insurance then goes up again. Because if you're in a flood zone, you can bet, and I can bet, right, that flood insurance is not going to stay consistent. It's going to rise over time. So if you're looking for Seabrook, you're going to have a passion for community, for water, for the lifestyle, because it's like anything else. It's not like you're going to find 100% anywhere. You're looking for something that you can grow into, get a deal in, be able to, provide something just to the community, just like the community would return for you.
So let's say, let's take a dollar figure for now, $400,000.
Yeah.
So can we buy a home,
Yes.
standalone home for about
Yes.
$400,000? So that's doable. And would that be a nice home, quote?
That would be a 2-story. I just sold one for $380,000, and that was a 5-bedroom home with 4 bathrooms,
Okay,
But
so
go
let's go to the water now. Let's say,
Okay.
because you also have in Seabrook, there's places that are on the water and near the water. Let's say we want to be on the water But in a condo, do they have that?
Oh, yes.
What would that
That's
be?
great. So it varies. Right now, I have a condo listed for $87,000, you guys. But if I go down the street, I can get a condo for $700,000. But it's just depending on the amenities, right? So if you're wanting to spend more, you get more. If you're wanting to stay in the more practical downsize, I'm very limited in my budget. There's opportunity. But again, with condo purchasing, there's more questions that come with it in regards to property management, HOA fees, and just an extension of things.
We're talking with Karina Wade Gledhill with Seabrook Real Estate. The focus on Seabrook, right? You love
Yes.
Seabrook.
I said I'm biased. I work, play, and live in Seabrook, you know. I have a connection with Seabrook because I feel like that's where I belong. And some would call it superstition or whatever, but I'll tell you a quick story. When I was a kid, 8 years old, my dad would take us to Rosie's. It's a place where you can go buy fish. Before Ike, it used to be this little hut that you would walk in and everybody would be crowded in and it would smell strong of fish. And I remember telling my dad, I'm waiting outside. I can't stand this. After high school and being able to have the opportunity to run into some random person who introduced me to the right people, somehow I ended up working at the Classic Cafe, which is a local restaurant there. And for years, I would work doubles, park in the parking lot. And now my office building is right next to the Classic Cafe. The same parking spots I would park in, I would literally be walking by my future. So I do believe in the community. I believe in the power of community and giving back.
And Karina, do you find people are moving from other states and they find Seabrook, or do you find people more so from Houston, they say, hey, I want to have a condo on the water?
So yes, you have a mix of both. Right now, what I've seen a lot is people coming in because they're having work, working at NASA, people that are moving in. I've had, for some reason, 2 calls of an agent telling me they have clients moving in from San Antonio. So we have people coming in from different areas, but more importantly, my job as a real estate agent is to inform them because they're coming from a different area. I don't ever want anyone to say I never told them. I take the steps to be able to even say, why don't we meet in my office? Let's get in my car. We'll go I'll show you some of my favorite places. Then we can come back. And that way you have a better idea of the community that you're actually considering, because that is important.
Sounds awesome. Karina, let's tell people how they can reach you.
My telephone number is 281-743-2708. Once again, that's 281-743-2708. My name's Karina with Seabrook Real Estate.
Karina, thanks for being with us.
Woo! Thank you.
Well, once again, it's time to talk a little bit about money as we have Angie Blacklock and Trey Jordan on the show. They are with Fairway Independent Mortgage. Hey, guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having us, Bill.
Hey, Bill, how you doing, brother?
So here we are. First of all, Trey, I understand you are the branch manager, so let's tell people about your role and about Fairway Independent Mortgage.
Yes, sir. So I'm a branch manager with Fairway Independent Mortgage. Our branch is located in Siena, Texas, which is in Missouri City. This is going on my 6th year doing this. And so I've been both blessed and fortunate that the only company I've ever worked for within the mortgage industry has been Fairway. They've been around for 28 years. And so when I was recruited from my past role into getting into the mortgage industry, it was kind of a no-brainer that I start with them, and everything's been smooth since.
So there you are, money. And money is the lifeblood of every real estate transaction.
Oh, no doubt. And we always make
We
the
need
comment.
it.
Yeah, we always make the comment, like you can close a deal with 2 parties, buyer and seller, but you can't do it without any money, right? Now, we always encourage our partners work with a real estate professional or real estate partner of ours to do it. However, you're 100% right. You have to have money to close deals.
And Angie, let's tell people your role at Fairway.
Well, I think I have the most fun role at Fairway. I do business development. So I get to build relationships with our amazing realtors in the community, co-host events, have fun, partner with amazing people like Stacy, stuff like that.
And you're referring to the one and only Stacy Tierheimer, right, with Stewart Title.
Absolutely. The one and only.
She's pretty awesome. There's no
Yeah.
question about it. But as far as developing business, and we hear that a lot, it's sales, you're promoting, it's marketing, it's a little bit of everything, it seems like. But what are the things that you do specifically for the money world to be able to bring people in to tell people about the distinctions of Fairway and those sorts of things?
Sure. So my main priority is to build relationships with realtors. I do work directly with consumers, but my main focus is on our realtor partners. So I like to help educate them. We host continuing education classes. We sponsor fun events. We just brought in Jeff Glover with Glover U. He did a wonderful business planning and like listing tactics class. Then we do fun stuff. I get really excited about the fun stuff.
I noticed.
Like an event I'm hosting with Stacy later this month called Love the Skin You're In. So we're going to be doing color matching. I mean, when you're a realtor and a professional, you've got to look great out there, right? Like you've got to be confident, look your best, feel your best. So we're all about helping our realtors do that.
Well, the fun stuff is fun, right?
Yeah.
So as you navigate the world, and there's one of the things I noticed when we think about realtors, there are so many of them here in Houston. We're the fourth largest city, so thus we have an abundance of real estate professionals. So when you navigate, tell people geographically, if you work geographically, that is the area that you're focused on.
We sure do. So we can help anyone in the state of Texas. Actually, Trey is licensed in a couple other states as well. My main focus is Fort Bend County. So Fulshire, Katy, Sugar Land, these areas.
All growing areas, and especially for some reason, anytime someone mentions Fulshire, I'm thinking growth.
Yes, so much development, new communities, new construction, a lot of stuff going on out there.
Pretty exciting. So Trey, you have Angie really working to promote the cause out there while you're busy working on the ins and outs of the mortgage world in your office, it sounds like.
Yeah, and like I always make this joke. People say, "How'd you get into mortgages?" Well, I wasn't pretty enough to be a realtor. Right, so you had to pick the one career that you could still be in real estate, but you could be behind a computer screen and behind a phone, telephone. So it was pretty easy from there. But one of the things I would say is, in 2021, we had just run the numbers. There were 450,000 loan officers in the U.S.
Whoa, say that again.
In 2021, there were 450,000 loan officers
450,000
in the U.S. As of January 1st, so last year's renewal, we're at 93,000. So we've had that many people drop out of the mortgage lending space due to margins tightening up, due to interest rates going up. It's been tough.
Well, a lot to talk about just there. I wonder where they all went.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story, but what a drop. But that means here you are, you have stayed strong in position, so you're helping people, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, one of the things that I was taught by a mentor early on is to save money in the good times so you can, survive and you can extend during the bad times. And so that was one of the lessons that we had listened to. And, of any of the people that you'll have on in real estate, one of the things I'll say is now is one of the hardest times ever to be in anything real estate, because it used to be we were in the, education profession. We were educating our consumers. Well, now with TikTok and YouTube and Instagram and Facebook Reels, a lot of times you're having to take these sayings, these things that were, people were educated on TikTok, and they leave out a lot of nuance. So you have to go in there and re-educate them on, hey, this is why this is incorrect. Hey, that particular Facebook influencer left out a big piece of the puzzle on how this could be legal or illegal. Let's talk about that first and go on from there.
And as Trey mentioned some of the social media things, Angie, are you also using social media to develop business and these relations you're speaking of?
Absolutely. And if you aren't on social media, you are getting left behind. You've got to be posting. A lot of what I do on Mondays, I post education for like the consumer and for realtors, talk about different mortgage terms or things happening in the industry. I'm a cheerleader too. I know that other ladies earlier were talking about being cheerleaders. That's just what I do. So on Tuesdays, I post inspiration. I think it's really important to have a social media calendar and to stick to it and stay in front of people, kind of stay on their radar and build that relationship. It lets them know, hey, we're human. Like, we're not just money guys.
It's good to be a money guy.
I mean,
or
it's
a money
good,
girl.
I guess.
But So, but as far as the various platforms,
Right.
which platform do you like? Is there one you like and
Sure.
get the most results from?
I think Instagram. I've played around on TikTok a little. There's a lot of controversy and whatnot there. So I mostly just scroll that at night and look for cat videos. I love cats. So
There's some funny things on there.
I spend most of my time actually posting and sharing on Instagram, Facebook. We share some on LinkedIn as well. But I think Instagram is probably where I have the greatest rapport with my followers.
And what are some of the other things that you're finding? Do you see any trends as you're out there developing relationships, talking to so many real estate professionals?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see any trends that we should know about, especially as it relates to what you're doing with money?
The realtor's role of like kind of hand holding and helping the buyers and the sellers is just really important. And so them having the information and things that they need to be able to support their buyers and sellers is important.
Because I would think also as you do some classes and things and get-togethers, the fun things and all those, it's important for people to know what's happening in the mortgage world now because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, sure, they're going to ask you all the time, what's the rate? But there's other important questions, right?
Right. Yeah. So what we like to do is we like to not focus on just the rate. My big thing I like to say is don't fixate on the rate. If you can afford the down payment and you can afford the monthly payment, it could be the right time for you to buy, regardless of what social media or the world or news is telling you. So we do talk a little bit more about the loan programs that we offer with our realtors and talk about different ways that we can support them and not just focusing on the rate.
And speaking of loan programs, Trey, give us an idea of some of the different types of loans and the things people should know when they're trying to decide which loan they should get with Fairway Mortgage.
Yeah, so nowadays, I mean, everything is open. And we're seeing, back to 1099 loans, bank statement loans. I mean, we're there. What's been really exciting in the mortgage market is it's less what new programs are out. It's a lot of, hey, what are some old programs that we used to have that we've been recycling through? So for example, we have we call it a builder and a seller abatement program at Fairway. It's with FHA and VA loans. And what it allows you to do is you can use the seller concessions, which a lot of times we're seeing negotiate in this market. You can use the seller concessions to allow a borrower to skip up to their first 3 mortgage payments. So you buy a home now in January, you close in February. Normally you would skip March, your first payment's going to be in April. Well, with this program, you can actually use the seller's concessions. You can skip April, May, and June. You can buy a house in January of this year and not have to make a payment until July of 2025. So it's just ways that you can, that's an old program that was around 10, 15 years ago. They recycled it, kind of changed some legality, some language on it, and now it's something we offer all the time.
Interesting, a creative way for someone, especially to offset the large amount of cash that goes out the door initially to get used to owning the home and the things that are going to happen when you first move, moving expenses, all those things.
And that's exactly why it was created, 100%.
I want them to know that our team is amazing. They work nights and weekends. They answer their phone. And not only that, they respond.
Answer their phone?
I know. It's so unheard of in this industry.
It really is.
You'd be surprised. They even respond to text messages. So, yeah, our team is amazing and we're ready to help.
A mortgage utopia.
It really is.
Let's tell people how to reach you.
You can reach me at 832-671-4197, or you can follow me on Instagram at Apply with Angie. And the phone number again is 832-671-4197.
Apply with Angie.
Isn't that easy?
People can't forget that even if they want to.
I know.
Apply with Angie. Trey, what else should we know?
Man, I'll just say this. So I graduated from the University of Nebraska. And so if there's anything that we were taught when I was in my college days was about Warren Buffett. And one of the things the Oracle of Omaha would always say is time in the market beats timing the market. And there are so many people right now who are trying to time the market for that perfect deal. Just go back and look at the past 10, 15, 20
Warren.
years. Yeah.
He's
the
the
data
Oracle.
is time in the market will always beat timing the market. So that's it. And you guys can reach me at Trey Jordan, and it's 254-760-8121. Again, that's Trey Jordan, 254-760-8121.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you, Angie.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Bill.
You're the best.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner, Stewart Insurance, with a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers. Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is with Stewart Insurance, John Bramlett.
Hello, Bill. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year once again, John. Well, here you are, the important insurance segment.
Today we're going to talk about a resource. If you remember last week, we provided 10 suggestions for insurance New Year's resolutions. And number 10 was listen more to Real Estate Matters. So I'm sure there are a lot of people that heeded.
So we have a lot of newcomers.
We have a lot of new
listeners today.
So I wanted to share with the new listeners and remind with our listeners that are with us every week about what Stewart Insurance provides and what makes us different in the marketplace.
A friendly reminder, but much needed.
Well, it is, especially the beginning of the year. We are part of the Stewart family, which is, I would think, would be rather obvious, but we are part of the Stewart family. We are an independent property and casualty insurance broker. So we're not an insurance company, but as an independent broker, we have relationships with a variety of companies. And what that allows us to do is find the right policy and build the right plan for our families as well as our business clients based upon their wants and needs. We're not like some captive agents where they're allowed to offer products and services that company offers in that market. We have access to a variety of companies. So whether we're helping a family or an individual with their personal insurance or a real estate firm with their business insurance, we have access to a variety of companies. Our focus is and always will be to be that insurance resource for real estate, and we do that by positively influencing lives by properly insuring people better. And the key there is the better. So what can we do to make sure that our clients are properly insured, whether that be working with the family and individual on their home and their auto, wind, flood, investment property, motorcycle, motorhome, we can do that. Or if it's a real estate business, so a broker, a realtor, property management firm, independent title attorney agent, we can help them with their business insurance as well. So that, things like errors and omissions and cyber liability, general liability, business owners policies, employment practice liability, any number of business coverages when we have that opportunity to help them with that as well.
And I would think one of the ways, there's many ways you do that at Stewart Insurance, but I think one of them is the constant learning that's done, the teaching that's done, the communications that you do. I mean, you have, I think, meetings maybe every day, but you have regular meetings throughout the week looking for ways to communicate better, to work with your clients better, and also to upgrade the experience. Tom Carpentier, the president, never stops learning and improving the company.
Well, our first guiding principle is continuing is plan to drive achievement. So making sure that you've got plan. The second leans towards long-term continuing education. So yes, we do. We have rallies every 8 o'clock, every morning at 8 that all the associates are a part of. And then after those rallies, the folks that work with our business clients, they get together to discuss the day, what's going on, what challenges they have, what opportunities have, and the folks that work with our families and individuals do the same thing. What does their day look like? What opportunities do we have? What challenges are out there? So we can make sure that our team can be, as effective and as efficient as possible. But I do think that what you mentioned is also true, that it's not about selling a policy, but it's about building a plan. And that plan could be one policy or it could be multiple policies, but understanding what those wants and needs are, understanding what that challenge is, being able to maybe find out what that wants and needs are that people may not be aware of or businesses may not be aware of, but taking the time and investing the calories to figure that out so that they truly are properly insured, whether it be the most robust coverage or very conservative plan, that they are properly insured. And that's why we don't have customers, we have clients, because it's a relationship driven versus transactionally driven. We don't have agents, we have advisors, because again, they're providing consultative services. We don't sell policies, we build plans.
And in a tremendous way, 24/7.
Well, it is. We've got clients all over the U.S., both personal and business, and we're always on call because we never know when a client's going to need us.
And that's a good time to remind people once again, certainly here in Houston, people listen, they call you, they reach out to Stewart Insurance, but you are helping people with plans across the nation.
Yes.
So someone's in Indiana, they want home insurance. If someone's in New York, same thing.
We can help the folks in Indiana and the folks in New York both with their real estate business insurance as well as their personal insurance.
That's awesome.
It really is. And we've got an excellent team. We've got folks that are truly focused in specific areas, and they're becoming subject matter experts in those areas every day. As you mentioned, our president, Tom Carpentier, Tom talks about wanting to be an inch wide and a mile deep. So really be serious about what we do, serious about insurance, serious about the things that we can help our families with, and serious about how we can help real estate firms.
Do you ever, when you have the rallies, do you ever talk about what goes on here at Real Estate Matters? Because I think that's a component, isn't it?
Absolutely. So every Monday, I will share who the guests are going to be.
That's right.
So they're aware. So everybody's aware of what's going on. They're aware of when the show airs, so they can listen to it. And then if there's a specific topic that I'm going to be covering that would truly be especially beneficial for the team, we will let them know. And quite often we'll share learnings from our guests with the team.
And not only that, we put your segment on Facebook too. So I know, in fact, recently, I would say the last 3-4 months, it seems like your clicks and views on your segment on my Facebook page are increasing.
Well, I mean, it's really becoming the hot topic, insurance.
It is.
And it's kind of the new black. So people are really jumping into that wanting to be part of that insurance.
There's no doubt about it. But also, you are involved in so many organizations as well. And you're out there, you talk about the show, you talk about Stewart Insurance. So when we hear people talk, real estate professionals talk about community, Stewart Insurance, specifically John Bramlett, you're out there as the cheerleader, touching the community in so many ways.
Well, absolutely. I mean, we try to be where our clients are. So we do that several ways. We teach continuing education classes, some online partnering with the Houston Association of Realtors, some through the Stewart Title offices, and some directly at a brokerage location. So that's one way that we continue to touch. I'm on the board of the Houston Independent Real Estate Brokers Association. I'm on the board of the Houston Mortgage Bankers Association, the current vice president, and I'll be the president coming in June. HAR, Houston Association of Realtors, has a risk management advisory group, and I'm a member of that, and I'll be the subcommittee chair for the property and casualty portion of that. Well, if you do want to be properly insured, and all that simply means is you are comfortable with the coverage that you have and you don't have, and that's really important, as much to know what you do have as what you don't have, based upon where you are in your life right now, whether it be as an independent title and attorney agent or a real estate broker, or is it just a family. We can help you do that, and you can reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. To learn more about us, you can visit us at stewartinsurance.com or email us at stewartinsurance@stewart.com.
John, I understand there's someone in Seabrook, Texas that wants to be properly insured. What number should they call?
The Seabrook hotline, 866-798-2827.
And right now we have Callie McClure. Callie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Well, here you are, Callie. It's your first time, and let's tell people the office that you're serving there at Stewart Title.
I am out of the League City branch over there on 45 and 96.
And for people listening outside of Houston, we'll pretty much say that's south. Would we say it's on the way to Galveston, sort of?
It's right on the way to Galveston. That is correct.
So you're kind of sort of near the water as well?
Yes, we do a lot of deals right off the water.
And your role at Stewart Title is?
I am an escrow officer, so I'm pretty official, badge, whistle, the whole thing.
As an officer?
Yes.
Yes. Don't arrest me. Okay.
No, I handle the transaction. So as soon as you go under contract, then send the contract over to us. We do the title search. We clear it all up so that you're or seller, so that your seller is free to sell and that your buyer's starting with a clean slate moving forward, so that they've not taken on any new liens or anything that don't belong to them.
So would it be safe to say, because we don't have escrow officers on a lot, and I know that when someone goes into, even realtors or someone's going to buy or sell a home, what the escrow officer does is a little bit mysterious sometimes, but would it be safe to say you're putting all these details together like a Swiss watch almost, where you're putting them all together so that the home is sold, the seller gets a check, the realtor gets a check, the people get the keys? Is that how it works?
So that it all goes off without a hitch. Yeah, we also work with
lots of details.
If Trey's involved and there's a lender involved, then we coordinate with them back and forth to get the buyer ready to go on their financing side of things. But we basically make magic happen, if you will.
I mean, there's just so many details. I'm in admiration of the skills that you and the team at Stewart have all across our offices.
Well, pretty impressive.
It really is. I mean, lots of details. So someone right now is listening and they say, I need to bring my contract to League City. I bet they want to do it.
Yeah,
what should they do?
I don't see why they wouldn't. You can reach me. My email is Callie, CALLIE, .McClure, MCCLURE @stewart.com, and then 713-377-3634. 713-377-3634.
Callie, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And now, from Katy, Texas, and our Fulshear office, developing business in a magnificent way, is Stacy Tierheimer. Stacy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Well, let's tell people about your two offices quickly in Katy, Texas, and Fulshear.
Katy, Texas. We're in off of Westheimer and 99. We have been there for over 12 years now. We've got a great team here for any contracts that you have starting off 2025. We would love to have you. Fulshear is expanding. We're getting ready to I saw 359 is under construction now, and that is going to run right behind our Fulshear office.
How about that? Yeah, Fulshear is growing. I was out there not too long ago having a steak, and it's awesome what the growth that's happening. But you're serving people, and in fact, again, I think you have an event coming up with Fairway. So let's tell people right quick about that.
We have an amazing event that I'm getting ready to do with Angie, and it is Love the Skin You're In, and it's going to help realtors figure out their color match, talk about the best things to do for their skin, for their age group. We're going to have a fun time. So
and
it's
if
going to be
someone
amazing.
wants to know about that, Stacy, or bring a contract right there to Fulshear or Katy, how can they reach you?
They need to reach out to me at 832-392-2053. Again, that's 832-392-2053.
Stacy, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Bill. You're awesome.
Let's go where we started and talk again with Corey Herring and Monica Deadman from Keller Williams, northeast of Houston. We call that Kingwood, the livable forest, Atascocita. Which is it? I mean, I get confused between Kingwood, Monica, and Atascocita.
Yeah, so does everybody. I lovingly call it the geopolitical nightmare, and depending on where you are, you might have an HPD officer, but a Montgomery County sheriff, and so the answer is just yes, it's all of those things.
And if both of those vehicles are behind me, you're really in trouble, right?
Absolutely.
So I'll be on the lookout. But so you just made me feel good because I'm not the only one, apparently, that gets confused sometimes.
Oh, no. Sometimes we get confused and we live there.
How about that? And we also want to say Jeremy Ragsdale is doing tremendous work up there for Stewart Title, developing business also in a tremendous way at our Kingwood office. And he's an incredible guy. He brought you guys here today.
Jeremy's an amazing resource for our agents. The title company he works for does a great job. They always get us to closing. They sponsor so many events and do so many great things for our office and the community. And if you guys haven't given them a shot, you definitely need to.
No doubt about it. In fact, he probably has a red T-shirt somewhere in his wardrobe. Corey, as we close the show, here we are once again. What else should we know?
Me. It's never too late to get into real estate. If you have a passion for helping people, if you have the grit to work hard and you want a great opportunity, connect with us to learn more about how to get your real estate license.
It's never too late to do anything, is it, Corey?
Never.
So it's Corey. It's never too late herring.
There you go.
Okay, so
That's my middle name.
we have a new name for you. But that's right. And I bet a lot of people, give us a quick word, either one of you or both. A lot of people want to be in real estate. They see the TV shows and they're like, oh, that looks easy. I'm going to drive a luxury car. I'm going to sell $11 million homes all the time. What are the qualities, Monica, that make a good real estate agent in a nutshell, quickly?
Integrity and stick-to-itness. You just can't beat a man that won't quit. And I'm telling you, if you stick it out in real estate with integrity and the willingness to work, you're going to make it.
What do you think, Corey? Any other ones on there?
10 out of 10 agree. 80% of realtors quit in the first 2 years of their business. And Monica told me best, if you're just hard-headed enough to be ahead of 80% of the rest of them, you're already doing better. So just be hard-headed.
And let's tell people how they can reach you if they want to know more about Keller Williams. Corey.
I'd love for you to give me a call at 936-402-2921. Again, that's 936-402-2921.
And Monica?
You can call or text me at 713-819-0943. And that's 713-819-0943.
Thanks for being here. Good to see y'all.
Thank you, Bill.
Thanks, Bill.
And now Karina is back. Karina Wade Gledhill. Karina, welcome back.
Hi, Bill. Is it good?
That's perfect.
Thank you.
So let's tell people before we close the whole show down here today, show number 549, Karina, what else do you want people to know about Seabrook or anything else?
Well, about Seabrook, take the opportunity to come and visit us. We are a great little city right on the bay, and we would love to have you. In regards to real estate, there is no better time than right now to buy. We've gotten through the elections, we've gotten through the holidays, we've gotten through the new year. So what are we waiting for? Are we waiting for somebody to just go and tell us and hold our hand all the way through? You guys, buying a home is not easy. Selling a home is not easy. It is sometimes uncomfortable. It is sometimes inconvenient. And it sometimes takes sacrifice. But the important thing is that you will be better off. If you buy a home, then you stay renting and stay stagnant. So, yeah. We'd love to have you in Seabrook. If you would like more information, please give me a call, 281-743-2708. Remember, 281-743-2708. My name's Karina with Seabrook Real Estate.
Sounds like you're saying buy now.
Buy now?
There you
buy
go.
yesterday.
Okay, thanks, Karina.
You're welcome.
And they're back. Fairway Independent Mortgage. Yes, it's Angie and Trey once again, guys.
Yes.
The clock is ticking, but you're back. A final word, Angie.
Yes, I love to meet new realtors, and I would love for you to see how amazing our team is. Let me buy you a cup of coffee, and let's see if we would make a great team.
Sounds good. Trey, what else should we know?
How do you turn that down? Free coffee? I mean, come on.
Well, I was going to apply for that myself. I mean,
not much that we haven't talked about. I think this year for realtors, I think for lenders, insurance agents, like it's thrive in 25. We're no longer here to survive. We're here to thrive. So
thrive in
that's
25.
our mantra.
And you guys are easy to deal with. You got the information. We present the information to you. We get pre-qualified, ready to go, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not that hard.
I always tell folks that have that fear about sometimes, like, what if I pull my credit? I'm like, what if you go to the doctor and you're sick? Wouldn't you rather know that? So one of the things we always encourage for our clients is they'll do a health analysis every year of their financial health. And so what we'll do is we'll go and do a soft pull credit. We'll do an entire application as if they're going to buy a home right now, and we'll coach them, give them feedback, and then go from there.
And how can people reach you?
Yeah, great question. They can give me a call or text at 254-760-8121. And again, that's 254-760-8121.
Angie, how can people reach you?
For that free cup of coffee,
yes,
call me, 832-671-4197, 832-671-4197.
Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Trey. And thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. That's right. I'm your host, Bill Knapik, together with John Bramlett, all of us at Stewart Title and Stewart Insurance. That's right, Stewart Title. We are an international company traded on the stock exchange as STC. Stewart.com is where to go to find out any information about title insurance, about our offices all over the United States. Stewart.com. And, of course, to access the show archives or to see and hear this show, again, simply go to Stewart.com/radio. Stewart.com/radio. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week.
If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.